Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name's Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter, Minnesota. Today is August 8th. It's a beautiful day. I have two big topics for you, one of which is to cover the workshop from August 5th from Monday night. And then I have a longer list of tidbits, so I'm going to cut to it right away. Here's the packet, so you can see the agenda there. You'll see we have three things on the agenda from Monday night: Finance Department presentation, Housing Rehab Program, and a right-of-way issue. I'm going to focus on the first two. Finance Department Sally Riem-Vogel made a presentation to the council. All the department heads come throughout the year and talk about things that are going on in their department. She did a very nice job and talked about employees and challenges and software and our website update and a bunch of different things. It's always nice for the council to have an opportunity to kind of have some inner, hidden, deeper, secret understanding of what's going on within each of those departments. So we do this throughout the year. I can't remember who's up next. I think it might be the Recreation Department. So watch for that one as I talk on State of the City as well. Then the next one is Housing Rehab Program. This is a program that if you were in the areas that were selected based on a lot of data, including census data and income data and housing condition data and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, we are going to receive about $600,000 in community development block grant to help some of the houses in those areas have some rehab. Maybe it's a new roof, or it's a new furnace, or it's another health or safety issue. We continue to work through that process, and so that meeting on Monday night was the next step in working through that process. So if you received a letter, which would have been probably 6 months ago now, and you responded, hang in there, we're working it to make sure that everything gets taken care of, and we can start that program and help anywhere from 20 to 30 households make improvements to their home. Why is this good for the city overall? Why is this good for the community overall? Improved housing stock benefits the entire community, not only in quality of life and where people live, but frankly it helps keep tax values up and all that kind of stuff. And so that's good for our community, good for you, and we're excited to help 20 to 30 homeowners within the areas. So anyway, if you have other questions, please let me know, or contact Russ Willie, our Community Development Director, and let him know. Now let me get quick to the tidbits that I got for you. This is a picture, but if you go down to Minnesota Square Park, you'll see something very much like this. Well, in real scale, and down in Minnesota Square Park. So the Minnesota Square Park Pavilion is chugging right along. The construction has been going well, and we're on budget and all that stuff. And so we're really thinking this thing is going to be ready to kind of unleash it for Rock Bend Folk Festival here in a few weeks. So we're excited about that, and the crews have been doing a great job, and it looks fantastic. I do have to mention a couple things. I always, first of all, there's a fenced-in area. Stay out of the fenced-in area. That's for the construction folks. Second of all, I have had a lot of questions about, well, it's bigger than the old one. What's the scoop with that? And it is bigger than the old one. It's appreciably bigger than the old one. And that size was driven by the 33-member task force. And by the way, thanks to all of you who served on that for your service that met, I think now it's almost 7 years ago, 6 for sure, almost 7 years ago, and talked about what would they want to see when the pavilion was rebuilt. And one of the primary criteria that they discussed and agreed to was that they wanted to make sure that 250 people could sit under the roof in a new pavilion with tables. And so that's been kind of the driver for the size. So people have asked me why, and that's the why of that. That 33-member task force did that work and made some decisions and some recommendations to the city council about what would bring value to a structure in Minnesota Square Park. And so that's certainly one of the issues. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, if Minnesota Square Park Pavilion in the past or in the future has been or will be important to you, the council certainly has a donation opportunity. If you'd like to donate some money and get your name on a plaque there in the future, we'd love to help you help this project and show how you appreciate the project and what it's meant to either you or your family or some of the events that you've attended there. So anyway, let me know if you have interest in doing that. The next one that I have is food composting. You know, our food composting program has 130 some households, I think, that are signed up right now. I want to show this graphic, which we've shown, have had in the hot sheets we have all over the place. This is the stuff that we'll accept in the food composting dumpsters. One is located on the south end of town in one of the parking lots at Jefferson Fields, and one is located at what we call the composting facility at the corner of St. Julian and Swift. So we're excited about this program and what it can mean to the environment for sure, but also potentially for saving money. I got to switch topics a little bit from food waste composting, or what we call green composting, to regular recycling. I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but recycling is going to change, I think, here in St. Peter and in the rest of the country. Where recyclable materials used to go for processing is less available than it was in the past. A lot of these materials went to China, and I don't know all the ins and outs about how all that works and trade implications and all that. All I know is that locally, be ready. We are going to have some changes in the not too distant future in what we can take or not take for recycling, and that will impact lots of things like how much money we spend and what resources go where and how much it costs to take things to the landfill, not only in dollars and cents but environmentally. So we love you to participate in food waste composting. We want you to kind of keep your antennas up about what's going to happen with recycling, because there's going to be an evolution in recycling coming up. And so please watch for that, and we'll try and get information out as that is ongoing. I also want to mention MRVT. You know, we're in partnership with the city of LeSueur on Minnesota River Valley Transit. And I just wanted to plug this just a little bit, kind of an unabashed commercial about this. Minnesota River Valley Transit does great stuff in getting people from place to place. We have lots of opportunities within LeSueur and certainly within St. Peter for preschool rides and school rides and rides for people who are handicapped and rides to the grocery store and to the hairdresser and to the doctor and all those things. MRVT does just a great job. So if you don't use it, think about it as an opportunity to help get you around efficiently, cheaply, and without you having to do anything or own a car. The next thing that I'd like you to think about is the impact that it has on our overall community and the quality of life. And MRVT helps people get around who don't have other opportunities, who don't own their own car or can't afford their own car, or maybe can't make their own car work because now they're in a wheelchair or a scooter. So anyway, MRVT does great stuff for our community. The people that use MRVT, I think, really value MRVT. But if you're on the bus and you see a driver or you see it driving around, give them a wave or tell them thanks. MRVT is doing some cool stuff. The next one I want to mention is the Hot Sheet. Hot Sheet is always on our list. This is the weekly emailed electronic newsletter that we send out all the time. At the end of this video blog, I'm going to have a phone number and email that you can email us and contact us. You can also get it on our website. We'll send it to you every Wednesday, usually before noon it comes out. And so we can send it right to your email box, or you can click on a tab in the upper right-hand corner that says weekly newsletter on our city website, and you'll get to this every week. Next one I have to talk about is fire hall. A lot of people are asking me about the fire hall. Yes, we have purchased land for the fire hall. It's located at the corner of Sunrise Drive and Broadway in what I would call the northwest quadrant of that four-way or that intersection. There have been some changes in the state law relative to how we can move forward with asking you to approve a sales tax those proceeds will go to help pay for the fire hall. So although I'm showing this just to demonstrate that I'm doing the work and it's going to pass through too quickly to read it all, you can see some of this information within other packets, and certainly it will come out in the future some more. But this is a timeline for work on the fire hall. We're excited to continue to move forward. As I've mentioned before, the City Council said really clearly, we're building a fire hall. In the future, there'll be a discussion about sales tax, and as a part of that discussion, really what people will be deciding will be, well, are we paying for it all with property taxes, or are we asking other people to help pay for some of it through that sales tax? So anyway, watch for that. There's more work ongoing. There's a great committee that's together with an architect and construction manager and an engineer and a couple council members and a couple firefighters, and they're going over some of the thoughts about size and space and what it should be built of and all those things to try and find a very cost-effective but useful project for the fire department who help protect us and our property. Next one I have is Green Steps. I want to mention this quickly. You're going to hear a lot more about this in St. Peter. We are undertaking a process to be a Green Step city. And one of the things that I find interesting, and you can Google this, it's through the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, and you Google Green Step Cities, and you can see there's kind of 29 things and 5 steps in recognition. There are so many things that we've done. We are easily above the middle of the pack in doing environmental stuff, whether it's LED street lighting or LED lighting in buildings or stormwater, filtration, all those kind of things that you think about with being a green city. We're doing so much of that. This is a way that cities can document that and get recognition for how they're climbing the ladder on sustainability. So the council's excited about this. We have a great intern, Kay, who's working on it for us. Rivers Edge Hospital, I want to get that graphic right up there. Rivers Edge Hospital, best care anywhere. Just bumped into somebody again from my hometown area who was up there having knee replacement and had said they had just a wonderful experience with the hospital, with the care that they were provided. This brochure is about becoming a patient and community advisor. They're still looking for people on their committee to do that. And so we'd love to see you do that. Here's how you can do it. Contact Stephanie Holden at that phone number or at that address. You can go on the website and send her an email too. Man, I'm getting to the end of my time, so I gotta be quick. Here we go. Here's how you can call me or email me or check us out on Facebook. We always say we would love it if you would like us on Facebook or follow as we tweet. Love to communicate with you. Love for you to know more about what's going on in St. Peter, and really love it that you're clicking on State of the City and watching us. Thanks again. Hope you have a great rest of the week.